Coffee production in Uganda, often carried out by individual farmers, but now increasingly organised through farmers' groups to get maximum returns from this valuable harvest. Good quality coffee production does not happen by itself. It's a combination of the many aspects of managing coffee plots, and all must be done well if you want to maximise your returns. In this programme, we'll concentrate on two aspects which will affect your income if you're involved with coffee growing. The first is picking the coffee from the bushes. The second is how to maintain quality to maximise profit through good drying and storage. The advice for picking is the same for both Arabica and Robusta. You should only pick brick red ripe berries. Do not pick the half-ripe ones. This should be done at least once a week. Make sure you pick the red berries, they're heavier. Never strip the berries, as you'll damage them.
The
reason I don't strip coffee is because I follow coffee standards. If you just strip, you end up stripping both raw and ripe berries.
If you pick the green fruit, you'll lower the overall quality of the harvest, and you'll leave a scar on the twig where diseases can enter.
I pick only the ripe beans and leave out the ones that are raw. Yeah, I do it very gently because I don't want to destroy the whole plant and some seeds that are just growing, that are not ripe, so that you get a good crop out of it.
When I was coaching them how to pick good coffee, I was insisting on not breaking the primaries, not to pick the green, only to pick the red.
Black fruit will be overripe, and these will also reduce the overall quality of your harvest.
It is good to pick coffee beans that are very ripe, in that you earn enough money from them when you use the right standards. If you have picked them when they are all ripe and ready to harvest, you will get enough money when they are weighed. They are heavy.
At the end of the harvesting season, you should pick the black and unripe berries. This helps to stop the spread of pests and diseases in the next growing season. These black and green berries can be dried and sold as low quality, but never mix them with the red berries.
I put these ones alone and weigh them alone because they are dried up. Now these ones here, when I dry them, I take them to the buyer. He buys them at the current weight and he will not make any losses. So we keep the friendship in the business.
When harvesting, it's best practice to use clean harvesting sheets, so if any cherries drop, they will fall on the sheet rather than the ground. If you use containers, these must be clean and dry. Coffee cherries are either dried first or wet processed.
The ripe berries, they weigh better. They are quick to dry. They dry better. If you try to dry the green berries, you will not make a good price out of them and you will kill the standards. That is my main advice.
If you're drying the ripe cherries, do this off the ground, on tarpaulins or plastic sheets. Do not dry on bare earth. If you dry the cherries on the ground, it affects the taste and encourages the growth of mold. This will mean lower prices for your coffee.
When the sun comes out, always put the coffee out to dry to avoid mold. You will then meet the good standards. When I find someone who has harvested the coffee and they are drying on bare ground, I tell them that is not the way to do it. You have to use tarpaulin. I have seen farmers who only have 10 ripe berries among the raw ones. I tell them, please pick the ripe ones because you're killing the quality of the coffee. The ripe berries give you more kilograms when dried.
Spread the cherries to a maximum thickness of 3 centimeters. Keep raking the coffee so that the drying process is even. The coffee cherries should be kept dry at all times. So at night, or if there's a threat of rain, bring the cherries indoors. Spread them out on a good concrete floor or on clean sheets. Put them out again in the morning or when the rain has stopped. Another option when the rain comes is to wrap the cherries in tarpaulins to protect them.
What we do is we quickly cover it up to prevent the rain from entering through the tarpaulin. Later, we gather and then put the coffee into the sacks ready for the store.
The whole drying process should take 5 to 8 days. Buyers will always be interested in the dryness of the coffee as well as the quality. They will check the dryness with a moisture meter. But we can use the sound of the beans as they are shaken or by biting them or by cutting a bean in half. We're aiming for a moisture content of 11 to 13%, depending on the specifications of the buyer or the government. If your beans are not the correct moisture level, you'll get a lower price for your coffee. Once dry, the beans must be stored well in clean bags, which are free from smells. The store must be dry, well ventilated, and rainproof. The bags must be kept off the ground on a wooden platform or on pallets to avoid absorbing moisture from the ground. And they should be kept away from the walls.
It helps us, even after it has rained, because the coffee sacks are raised off the ground. They do not get damp, and so the coffee is not affected by the rain.
So, for a good quality coffee harvest, remember, only pick red ripe cherries. Do not mix red cherries with green or black ones. Always dry on sheets and to your buyer's specifications. Store in clean dry bags which are kept off the ground and not touching the walls. Remember, buyers will pay a higher price for a good product.